Hi everyone, it's Victor speaking, and today we will be looking at Jupiter and Mercury going direct. And what's interesting about it is that it's going to be happening on the same day, which is the October 18th. So it's kind of like wow for me because I can't remember the last time when these two went direct on the very same day. And of course, Jupiter and Mercury is a little bit similar to each other in a sense. Both of them are about information. One of them is about gathering the information. The other one is about spreading the info. So I'm just wondering if some information will come to light with them going direct. Now, on the other hand, both of them somehow relates to your mind as well. And what's also very interesting is that North Node and the South Node this time around ruled by Jupiter and Mercury. So it's like the past moving forward and the future moving forward at the same time. So there is definitely some improvement with these planets going direct. Now, my aim with this video is to help you prepare for the upcoming energies and to help you navigate your life with astrology. And if you do like the video, please press like, subscribe to the channel. And if you are interested in more in-depth videos, such as monthly and weekly forecasts, then please go on my website, AstroViktor.com. and check out my subscription plan, which is also available for those who would like to learn more about astrology and eventually want to be working with that. Then there is an option for participating in free of my webinars as well, only for £39 a month, 3 times a month. So AstroViktor.com, press like, subscribe, and let's get started. Now, recently we've had 6 planets in retrograde period, but 2 of them already have gone direct, and now Jupiter and Mercury will start gaining some speed and strength as well. Now, I have made a video about Pluto and Saturn retrograde, and I've explained in depth what retrogression means for a planet, so I won't be explaining that again. But Jupiter is kind of like a karmic social planet. So it means that it is in charge of something to do with your karmic growth. But I made a video recently about how Jupiter gives us opportunity. But before we actually grab the opportunity, there is always a little bit of a cleansing to do, something to let go of. And the reason being is because Jupiter is, on one hand, the ruler of Pisces. So a karmic cleansing always needs to be done before actually we start moving forward. And then if you don't do the cleansing bit, then Jupiter is unfortunately kind of unable to give you any opportunities. Now, of course, Jupiter was in retrograde for 4.5 months. And retrograde period is kind of like revisiting some of our topics, some of the Aquarian topics. Whatever Jupiter touches, it kind of magnifies it. So Jupiter touched the sign of Aquarius, and therefore the Aquarian qualities got actually exaggerated or accelerated in our chart, whatever part your Aquarius element is in. Now, Jupiter went into the sign of Aquarius in 2020, 29th of December, and then it remained there till May 14th, 2021. Then it made a really short visit into the sign of into the sign of Pisces, reached 2 degrees when it decided to go retrograde, which was actually on July 28th. But it went back into, the sign of Aquarius, July 28th, and it will remain there till December 29th. So we've got still this Jupiterian quality, which we do need to be tackling in the sign of Aquarius. Now, let's just have a look at a little bit more. So Jupiter is typically about knowledge and experience. So I think this retrograde period was very much about sorting out your own knowledge to look at what experiences you've had or what experiences I can have during challenging times. And now we need to utilize that knowledge. So Jupiter gives opportunities and it expands the area of life. But also you do need to realize that Jupiter also magnifies the problems as well. So for instance, if you have got Aquarius in the 10th house cusp and you've experienced plenty of issues at work, then probably it's going to be magnifying that also. So that's why I kind of call Jupiter as the magnifying glass, the Santa Claus type of energy. And as I mentioned, it is magnifying this time around the Aquarius qualities. Now, Jupiter goes retrograde on it goes direct on 22 degree of Aquarius, which is actually interesting for me because that's Libra Decan, Libra Dwat. Now, if we put these Libra and Aquarius energy together, it talks about the ways we connect with people. The innovative part, Aquarius, to actually make contracts with others. Right? So maybe the way how the contractual agreements are changing, then we're going to be signing that online, or we're going to be meeting on Zoom and so forth. But Aquarius talks about social movements, typically the people, and it talks about the needs to kind of revolutionize the society. So Aquarius is associated with human rights, equality, as well as freedom. And these are going to be the major themes once Jupiter goes actually retrograde, because while it was retrograde, we kind of had to revisit these topics. So a collective improvement by connecting with others, I think the Libra and Aquarius traits are talking about. This is very much about how the society works, and there needs to be some radical changes in there. On a personal level, it really asks you, how is your freedom blocked? Aquarius typically talks about your direction in life, something to do with your long-term goals. So do you have kind of like that leap of faith that things are going to be happening in the way it should be? Or actually, we have got a tendency to kind of get depressed about the future because we experience only uncertainty. So there is this card on the screen, which is actually representing the Jupiter Aquarius quality. So you see this fool who actually jumping over this huge cliff. And the danger of falling into the cliff is actually very significant. Now, the question here is that, did you jump that cliff already? Or did something hold you back? Are you afraid of actually falling into this deep gap? Or actually, do you have the faith in yourself? Or do you have the faith in others, actually? So this is an aspect when it talks about that we do need to be a little bit more mobile, having more faith in yourself, knowing that, you know what, I'm going to be landing there, even though if the future is a little bit uncertain. Now, Jupiter already hit the 22 degree before, and that happened on the 26th of March. So you might want to be looking at, okay, what was going on in my life on 26th of March? And then how can I move forward? Did that date bring you up some type of long-term topic related matters, or anything to do with, I don't know, meeting a benefactor in your life, or connecting with people who actually can help you to set you free? So that's the symbol on card there, really, which I think really embraces the energy of Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius. It really tells you, if we're going on the same road, then we are going to be falling into a trap. So it does tell you that something needs to be revolutionized in your life. You need to go away from something which is old and going towards something new. And probably you received some signs already at the end of March. Now, you know, at the end of the day, let's just talk about physics a little bit of a physics lesson, right? Clearly, if we are jumping, the gravitation is huge, right? So the possibility of falling into a trap is very huge. But Aquarius, which is actually a fixed sign, it is about stability. It is about being a little bit tactical overall and asking for other people's opinions as well about that jump you are about to make. So on a collective level, this does talk about movement in technology, believing in the power of the collective, somehow having the faith and the empathy to make them work together. But also it could bring very bizarre behavior with people, because Aquarius goes to the extremes. Aquarius talks about anything to do with like indifferences. So Jupiter here can be a little bit intolerant towards differences. It has got a tendency not looking at the reality, is just looking at its own truth. So with Jupiter, it's always very important that we share something with others. I share my opinion, but I also learn to listen to other people's opinion as well. Now, at the end of the day, Aquarius is one of those signs which is fixed. So therefore, there is always a controlling element in there. Meaning that, you know, and Saturn also is still in rulership, which has gone direct already. So that is talking about that somehow your freedom is controlled by something. And how are you seeing the lemonade in that lemon type of things? Now, Jupiter in Aquarius is all about this innovation in regards to technology. So am I using the smart tools, smart computers, smartphones, and so forth? This is kind of like an exhibitionist aspect, really. So it could show that people are going to be showing up a lot more on the streets, or they're going to be, I don't know, dressing up as clowns and then going on the street and talking and, you know, doing a little bit of a festival overall. Your blessings could be coming with this Jupiter going direct once you know where you want to be in 5 years' time. And that's the key success factor here. So Jupiter is known as the planet of abundance. It blesses you. It expands things. As I mentioned, it went retrograde on 2 degrees of Pisces, which is one of his home sign. And it will be in its shadow period till about January 8th, 2022, meaning that Jupiter will start reaching the 2 degree around that date. So meaning that probably you've got a few months left to actually figure out where you want to be in 5 years' time. Now, as I mentioned, Mercury is also going direct on this date. And Mercury has been in the sign of Libra since 30th of August and will remain there till 6th of November. And it went retrograde on the 27th of September from 25 degree back to 10 degree. Now, what is very interesting is that obviously Mercury is all about collaborations with others in the sign of Libra. But it's in the sign of Libra on Aquarian decan and Aquarian dwat. Now, do you see why I find it very interesting? Jupiter is in the sign of Aquarius on Libra, Libra decan and Libra dwat. And Mercury is also on Libra sign, but Aquarian decan and Aquarian dwat. I find that fascinating. And they had 3 aspects, 3 trines during this period of time. And also they are sharing same elements and same decans and so forth. So this is, and they go direct on the very same day. So I also recommend looking at what was going on in your life since sometimes in September onwards. Did you get any type of opportunity? Because maybe that opportunity can move forward in the next couple of months. Mercury is the planet of communication, negotiations, travels, typically short journeys, the way you think, your learning abilities, and the way you purchase things as well. So all these type of things actually can go forward. So now we only have got 2 planets remaining retrograde, and that's going to be Neptune and Uranus. And also Chiron is still retrograde if you look at it as a planet, or you can look at it as an asteroid as well. But I do believe that this is going to get a little bit easier for us. In regards to with Jupiter and Mercury, you know, the nodes are in Sagittarius and Gemini. So it's definitely about news we are going to be receiving about, for instance, travel restrictions. Or we actually going to be seeing a lot more in the media about where you can travel. Probably countries will be changing up their perspective over who can travel, who cannot travel, where we can travel, ways of traveling, and so forth. So probably we're going to get some more clarity over that. I'm not shocked because recently I've seen plenty of articles actually about families getting rejected at airports for different type of reasons. It came to a little bit of a misunderstandings. So I'm expecting more stories somehow to pop up. And this is something I've experienced in the last couple of days. Now, no wonder why, because Jupiter is already ready to station and then go direct. So exciting times ahead with this Jupiter and Mercury going forward. Some of the questions probably this Jupiter going forward will bring us in our life, like, have you started looking at ways of a move, for instance, because Jupiter is the planet of relocation, or something to do with a long distance travel? Or did you actually have a look at your philosophies in life, and how are you going to be adopting that in your everyday activities? Did you learn to become a little bit more open-minded about topics, indifferences, different opinions in life, and how you are going to be kind of detaching yourself from those? Did you actually look for a guru or a coach, or did you become an apprentice in a sense? Is it something you want to study? Because at the end of the day, Mercury and Jupiter is all about the ways we study and the ways we attain knowledge. So did you start studying something? Because actually you can take it to a next level with these 2 planets going direct. Did you start questioning your belief system? Are you feeling a little bit confused? Because these can help you to gain more clarity. Did you decide on taking your studies a little bit further, or taking a new educational path? Or did it actually command plenty of your time and you don't know what to do? You will be receiving some type of clarity over that too. Did you have any issues in regards to indulgence? Because then this is the time to actually put a plan into work. Were you a little bit careless before? Because then again, time to take action. Did you have any opportunities to travel, to take on new adventures, but you were hesitant about it? Now you should be having that leap of faith and then making that huge jump overall. So Jupiter and Mercury together is all about gathering the information I need, and then after I'm going to be implementing that information into my own truth. So I'm going to be tweaking a little bit around it. So I think long distance travel opportunities will be changing. Maybe it's a very religious aspect also. So there could be a little bit more news about religion coming up. But also I believe that we will be receiving information about how the education system will be changing in the near future. So overall, this is what I would, and you know, restoring your faith, backing yourself is one of the biggest keywords with Jupiter and Mercury, because Mercury is something to do with the way you actually approach things mentally. And Jupiter wants you to be a little bit more future forward this time around. So I hope this video helps you to have a better understanding of your Jupiter, and see you soon with another video. Thank you. Bye-bye.